going on. So, for example, I'm getting this big suggestion, Phil, why don't you do highlights every day when you stream? Like, let's say, for example, today I'm streaming Super Mario Galaxy 2, and I'm doing a platform running, shucks, that's a funny thing, I die, right? Why not clip that? Why not make that a highlight that people can watch? This was the highlight from today's streams, right? Perfect example of this. A couple nights ago, I was playing Tormented Souls 2, and there was this funny running thing where things kept falling from the sky and jump scaring me. And I just had 5 guys for dinner, and I kept joking that I was probably going to poop myself if it happened again. And then it happened again and again and again. Like, that would be a funny clip, a funny montage, right? So you're like, so why don't I do that? Okay? It's very simple. It's a simple answer. It's not a complex thing. I'm a one-man show. All right. I stream all day. I got this first stream that I do. Then I take a break to upload videos, have dinner with my wife. I come back and I run a late stream. All right. That's it. I know you guys come from Asmongold, a lot of you, right? The Roaches. This is a guy who has 4.5 million subs. This is a guy who gets hundreds of thousands of views on a clip. He hires people to do the work for him. He has a professional clips team. Hell, he has a team that feeds him the content to watch every day. Okay. I'm a one-man business. I do it all. I stream, I upload, I do the thumbnails myself. I do it all. Not to say that there aren't people who help me. There are. There's a few people who behind the scenes, they've been with me for a long time. They help me out with various things, and I'm so appreciative for them of being along this journey with me. But I don't have anyone who's like able to say, I can sit there and do clips for Phil. I can sit there and, edit stuff out for Phil. I don't. I wish I did. I wish I had someone who's like, yes, I can dedicate that. Every day when you're streaming, Phil, I'll pull clips right out of your stream and I'll do highlights and I'll put them on your channel. I don't have anyone to do that. Now you might say, well, do you want to hire someone? I could, but herein lies the problem with that. Right now, if I announce to the internet, I'm looking for a professional editor. I want someone who I can have do this and I'll pay them to do it. I'll immediately get 20 people who contact me and say, I want to do it. And 19 of them will be trolls. Because all they want to do is get access to my channel so they can fuck with my business and ruin everything. No exaggeration. That's exactly what would happen. That's the situation I find myself in. I don't know how to safely find a way that I'd get someone who I could trust to have access to my content that could do clips and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is thing you can have access. You can give people access to your channel as like editors and stuff so they can rip your content and do stuff with it. I don't know how to trust anyone. To be frank with you, I'm going to tell you guys a story, how insane this is, okay? Because I know some of you probably don't know how crazy it's gotten, all right? Because you might say, Phil, you're just paranoid. That's no big deal. No one's going to do that. No, what do you mean? These people would try to troll you and get access. That would never happen. This is a true story. I swear to God, this is a true story. My trolls are so crazy. One of them got a job with Comcast. That's the internet service provider. That's my internet service provider. They got a job there, okay? They worked there for a while. They used that employment to get access to my internet. They sought out my account. They accessed my modem illegally because they didn't have permission to do it. They actually went in there and broke the law and went into the modem. They changed all of the names of my wireless networks because they were off. I had all my wireless networks turned off. They turned them all on and said things like, DSP is a pedophile. DSP is a child abuser. DSP is a rapist. That's what they named my wireless networks. They turned them on. So everyone in my neighborhood saw Phil is a rapist, Phil's a pedophile when they turned on their wireless. Okay? In addition to doing that, they would sit there and wait for there to be an actual like big event. Like I'd go on a podcast or I'd go on a show and they would reset my modem on purpose to fuck with me. They would just hit the reset button over and over to fuck with my streams. Okay? This kept happening so prominently, I'd had enough, and I actually called Comcast to figure out what it was. A tech came to my house, and we looked at the logs of the modem, and we concretely had evidence that an employee was maliciously doing all this to me. Comcast researched it, found the person, and fired them. The person then posted the evidence that they had done it on Kiwi Farms because they thought that it was like a brag that they had done it. Like, look what I did. Now, I don't know what happened to the person. You would think they're probably, hopefully, are in jail, but who knows? Comcast hopefully prosecuted them because, I mean, they illegally they broke the law. Those things that they were doing, they had no legal right to do. Okay? That's the extent of trolling that I have received. So when I say stuff like, hey, if I wanted to hire an editor and I get 20 applications, 19 of them are trolls, I'm not actually exaggerating. That's based on like actual experience I've had, that's the level that these crazy people go. Okay? So yeah, that's why, like, would I like to have an editor to clip my stuff and do highlights every day? Would I like to pay them to do that? Yes. Yes, I would. But I actually don't know how to do that. And to be frank with everyone, I don't know if I can actually place that level of trust in anyone, right? How can I? When I've been through over a decade of this systematic harassment, how do you know that you can trust anyone? I had someone who was a moderator of mine for a year. Then all of a sudden, one day, one of my other moderators contacts me scared in the morning and says, Phil, I don't know what's going on, but I just went to check out your chat bot, like the bot in the chat room. All of your commands have been turned into detractor memes, and a lot of them have the N-word and racist things in them. Someone went in there to get you, they're trying to get you banned. They're going to have your bot start doing racist stuff and try to get you banned. And I went in and found out it was a moderator of mine for an entire year had been catfishing everyone. They had actually said that they were a woman. They weren't. They made up this entire personality, this story, this profile, and had literally giant personal conversations with my other moderators. Every word they had ever spoken was a lie. They catfished my community to think that they were a trusted moderator in the hopes that one day they were going to do this master plan and get me banned from YouTube. And I was that close to getting in trouble. We caught it the morning before the bot was going to go on. We caught it and we kicked them out and we changed it all back. So that's what I mean. It's not the first time that this has happened. And it's scary to think about that. But at the same time, like, I would love to have all the things that other creators have. But in a lot of ways, I've never been able to have them because of this kind of stuff, this systematic harassment. Right now, I'd love to have an editor who could go in and say, every day I'm going to pull your content. I'm going to make clips, post them on your channel. These will be your highlights. These will be the videos that get thousands of views every day. Yeah, your gameplay archives will get maybe a few hundred views, but these highlights will get thousands of views. Now your channel will see growth. You'll hit the algorithm for the highlights. I'd love that. But how do I do it? How do I trust someone, right? How do I give someone access to my channel? They could ruin my business overnight, right? They could delete the channel. They could do all kinds of fucked up stuff. And you might say, well, then why don't you do it yourself? Well, I could do it myself if I had a clone, but I already stream 8+ hours a day, and I'm a family guy. I have a wife. I have responsibilities. I can't stream as much as I do and then also have time to make these clips. So it's like, here's the options I have. Option number one, put an insane amount of trust in someone to not fuck me and become an editor to help me there, or stream less so that I have time, maybe an hour a day, to make these highlight clips myself and put them out on the channel, but that means I stream less. I'd have to reduce the amount. Maybe the first stream here is an hour shorter. I stop at 3 p.m. instead of 4, and for an hour I make highlight clips. Could do that, but then you're going to get less out of me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. So, by the way, for the record, this is not me complaining. This is just me telling you like it is. All right? This is step one of positively changing and improving for the future. We could possibly have highlight clips that you guys would love, but I don't know how to go about it right now. This is step one. Let's continue to talk about it, and let's see if we can figure this out together. Okay? Because I know now what's going to happen. I'm going to be bombarded with suggestions and stuff, and we'll see. We'll see where we can go from here. 6 Hybrid says, make a legal contract with the editor. It doesn't matter. They'll sign the contract, and then they'll delete my channel when they get access to it. You have to understand, there was a person who was employed at Comcast who violated the law and could be in jail right now because they wanted the clout to post on Kiwi Farms that they had access to my account. These are not logical people. A contract that's legally binding doesn't matter to them. It's a piece of toilet paper to them. They're nuts. They're so desperate for internet clout because they got DSP that they'll break the law and ruin their lives. They're that crazy. So that's what I mean. Like, I really have a hard time thinking about trusting anybody, you know? Okay. Lots of shout outs here. We've got follower of the Way Forever with a $10 super chat.